So this is Peace Church Cemetery. It was established in the early 1800s, and it is the oldest cemetery that is inside of Joplin, Missouri today. The church burned down a long time ago, and ever since then, the grounds have been kept by volunteers that have decided to come through and make sure that the area stays clean for the visitors. The two biggest claim to fame that the cemetery has is the body of Billy Cook, and there is a Civil War battle that had happened just 300 yards up the road at the Hayter family farm. With Billy Cook, he was a man that was born here in Joplin back in the early 1900s. When he was 5 years old, suspected theory is that his father killed his mother in front of him, and then took the family and then hid them in a cave here in town. After so long, he abandoned them in the cave to fend for themselves, where they were eventually found by the local authorities. They were put into the foster system. Everybody was adopted out besides Billy Cook. Theory holds the reason behind that is because he had a deformed eye that wouldn't close. And he also had a really bad attitude and a temper because of his father and what they'd done to him. Eventually there was a woman who had adopted him because of the money the state was giving her. She took the money and eventually wound up molesting Billy Cook, who then grew into a life of crime. After being arrested so many times, he went in front of the judge and asked to be placed in a reform school. He'd rather go there than have to go back and deal with his foster mother. After he'd been done with the reform school, he was caught and charged with assault, was sent to prison. He was released when he was 18 years old. After he was released, he came back to Joplin, and he got in touch with his father. His father again rejected him, said he didn't want anything to do with him, and he moved to California. He was there for a while. He worked as a dishwasher, made $45 a week, and eventually decided that he was wanting to come back to his hometown of Joplin, Missouri. He hitchhiked on the way here, and his first victim was a man from Texas, a mechanic. He kidnapped him, put him in the trunk of his car, and stole the vehicle. About halfway from where he was, the guy had broke out of the trunk by using a tire iron and escaped from Billy Cook. After he drove the car until the gas ran out, he was between Claremore, Oklahoma, and Tulsa, and he decided that he was going to hitchhike again. On the road, there was the Musser family. They stopped and picked him up. It was the father and mother and two children and their family dog. He forced them to drive back 72 hours into Joplin, drove around Joplin for a little bit, and then in the presence of police, he got spooked and murdered them, shot all of them, on 13th and Maiden Lane in town, what's 13th and Maiden Lane today. After he murdered them, he took their bodies and dumped them in a well on 4th and Oliver Street in Joplin, and then continued to drive the car around a little bit and then decided to head back towards California. On his way back to California, he stopped and kidnapped a police deputy who had become suspicious of him, took him out in the middle of nowhere, and spared his life. Put him in cuffs, left him on the side of the road. He told the guy, the reason that I'm not killing you is because of your wife. He worked with his wife in California. He knew who he was. He said that the wife was the nicest person he'd ever been around, the only person that didn't give him any hassle for his eye, and was generally a good person. So he decided to spare her husband's life. With the stolen police cruiser, he pulled over a man from Seattle named Robert Dewey and kidnapped him, took him to the side of the road, and shot him. After he murdered him, he continued driving into California, where he kidnapped two hikers out in the woods and forced them to drive him into Mexico. Once he crossed into the Mexican border, one of the police officers down there recognized him from some of the wanted posters and came up to him, stole the gun off of his hip, and arrested him and turned him over into federal authorities, the FBI. After he was handed over into FBI custody, he was taken back to Oklahoma, where he was charged with the murder of the family and sentenced to 300 years in prison. After the sentencing there, he was transferred back into California, where he was tried for the murder of Robert Dewey and the kidnapping of the police deputy. While he was there, he was convicted of their murders and sentenced to death. He was put in the gas chamber at a California prison and murdered. And before he died, his last words were, "Everybody hated my guts, so I hate theirs." After he was put in the gas chamber and had died, he was sent back to Oklahoma, where a sideshow attraction owner had picked up his body and charged people a nickel to come and see the body of the murderer of Route 66. After so long of having that happen, his sister had found out what was going on, got an attorney, and was able to retain the body, and they brought it to Peace Church Cemetery here where we are today. The cemetery didn't want his body buried on the church grounds because of how much of a murderer he was and what he did in his past, so they allowed him to be buried out behind the family plot just outside of the border of the cemetery. And today he's said to be able to roam these grounds, trying to be able to find a final resting place on hallowed grounds where he can have peace. The Civil War battle that's going back into the early 1800s, there was a Hayter farm that was about 300 miles east of here. And inside the farm, there was a bunch of Union soldiers who had come in and had sent their black troops to go through and get some of the corn that was on the farm to be able to supply their troops that were there. The rebel folks knew about them being there, and they led their troops of Native Americans into the grounds called the Bloody Spikes. The reason that they were named the Bloody Spikes is because their victims, they would cut their head off and then pike them on sticks and lay them around as warnings to the other people in the area. Now they'd swarmed them while they were collecting corn from the farm, murdered half of the troops, and sent the rest of them fleeing back to Baxter Springs, Kansas, to where their marshal was. After the marshal had learned what had happened, he led the troops back here to the Hayter farm, collected the bodies of the dead, and burned them in the barn. After they were burned in the barn, they brought them here to Peace Church Cemetery, dug a mass grave, and left the charred remains here in the grounds. They're said to roam these hollowed grounds here in search for their families and in retribution for what had happened to them, being murdered by the rebel troops. So those are the two biggest claims to fame that this cemetery has, as well as a bunch of other unmarked graves from folks that were either too poor to afford a grave or from people that were unclaimed. Back here, just behind this fence line, is where he is supposedly laid to rest. Theory holds that the reason he haunts these grounds is because he wasn't allowed in them when he passed.
Yeah.
So he's trying to find a way in to be able to finally be at peace. A lot of the graves that are in here date back to the 1800s, early 1900s, because that's when this church was here.
Right.
Now, some of the stones have been replaced by their family members as the cemetery's aged, so some of these aren't official stones from the era.
Right, yeah, like some of these you can tell have been replaced.
But this plot of land here is maintained by the relatives of the Cook family today.
1833 to 1923.
Mug shots and
he said
all
he,
kinds
when
of
he sat on
things.
this wall, he was touched, so I thought I'd sit here and see if I could find it.
Is this the one you were talking about?
This is the one.
Whose grave is this here? Can you read that?
Stevens. Elijah Stephen and his wife, Catherine.
Is Elijah Stevens or Catherine Stevens here?
If there's anyone here, is there anything that we can do to help you? Nobody likes getting stuck in a plane of existence here. Maybe we can help you move on. This isn't natural to the grave. A visitor made that for someone.
Yeah, looks like actually a gate right there.
I got that one.
No, he licked my hand, so I thought he wanted me to.
No, I didn't tug on you.
Did
Did you feel something tug on you? What?
Thought I got caught or something. Well, because I was going to ask you to tap on me when you were ready, and so I thought you tapped on me.
She said she just felt something tug on her.
Like, but it felt like my lanyard.
And
but I
he's
don't have
supposed
my
to be out
lanyard.
here somewhere?
Just back behind these walls. Well, the gate, but
But like over here,
You wanna give
whenever
him
I
a
thought that
treat?
Caleb patted me.
So you've been touched over here twice then. So what we're going to try and do is we're using the ethics method, and that was turned off of where it was made, which I think was Ethics, California. And what we're going to do is we use the ghost box, and what this does is take some of the subjectivity out of it. So she's going to have headphones plugged into the ghost box while it scans radio stations. She's going to hear words that come in and out of the ghost box, and she's going to say whatever words she happens to hear. She won't be able to hear or see us because she's going to be using a bandana, and so we're going to ask questions to the possible spirits that are around us, and she's going to answer whatever she hears, and hopefully the two will line up and correlate, and we'll get some answers to some of our questions. Billy, are you here with us?
are you angry because you failed at your killings? What about having an unmarked grave? Killing people the way that you did, you must have liked attention. And now the fact that nobody even knows where you're buried at.
Right, it's all my fault.
What's all your fault?
Welcome here.
Well, thank you for welcoming us.
If you're not Billy Cook, are you one of the Union soldiers that was murdered?
We didn't.
There's a cold spot behind Becca. It's down 3 degrees. Well, it was.
The wind did just blow through.
Do you want us to stay?
Yes.
Why do you want us to stay with you? Is it behind here?
Dark.
Oh, we were down to 73 over here behind her.
Perfect.
Everything else is... Huh? Right over her left shoulder. Yeah, because the ambient temperature was 77, and now behind her there it's 73.
Talk to the dog.
Don't forget.
72 now. Are you getting cold or anything?
No, but someone was pulling my hair.
Oh, it just dropped down to 72 again. Left side now. Or right, his right side. Is that you behind him?
Somewhat.
How many are here? How many are here?
About 10. Eight, 7. Go fish. Are you trying to make jokes? Ah. Thank you for the blood. Thank you for the blood. Even now. Nobody's bleeding. Soon.
Oh, thanks. We don't want to get cut, thank
Beat
you.
it. Bring it.
Are you mad at us?
Chilling.
Who's bleeding?
All of them.
How did you kill him?
Shoot. That's accurate. It was good.
Who's him?
Truth. You want to tell us the truth? From religion. I wouldn't be surprised. You want to tell us the truth? From religion. I wouldn't be surprised. Wow. Separation.
You want to be in here?
Never. Why not?
Where do you want to be?
Upset. Death. Are you upset because you're dead? Church, wanna?
Which church?
Christian student. No, that's in here.
Are you saying you deserve to be in here?
Maybe. Why? Except death.
Do you still hurt people in death?
Forever. Twerp.
Thanks.
Wow.
You're an asshole.
You are too.
Oh, thanks.
Who's
Oh.
gone? You. Dead. Leave.
Where?
Disgusting.
Do we
April
discuss?
salsa.
Do we discuss you?
Everyone. The flame. Everyone hates my guts and I hate everyone's.
Yeah, so he still hates us as friends.
Mike,
You're talking to Mike.
Mike, be hurting. Did you?
Did he say be hurting?
Yes,
Yeah,
be
he's
hurting.
hurting.
My back.
Last thing you see, apparent head injury.
They were shot in the head.
Keeps going back to the murders, I've noticed.
Stand up.
That would be something you'd say to a victim.
Not
Stand up.
afraid.
Are you not afraid of us, or should we not be afraid of you?
Wow. Fear not.
Yeah, he likes this. Dewey Cook was a crook who couldn't kill all 8.
Shut.
Now he's doomed to roam the grounds to never get in the gate.
Liar.
How would you like us to help you?
Stay away.
Fair enough.
Why do you want us to stay away?
Annoying.
Okay.
My wife's gonna flip when she finds out I talk to you.
Billy Cook didn't have a wife. Matt, do you hear that music too?
Go right.
I heard something. I couldn't tell what it was.
Like rap music.
It said go right.
Through. Right through. Exactly.
Yeah, I just got kills over here, guys.
Moral outrage.
Oh, you just said exactly.
We're sharing thoughts. He hears me.
Do you hear anything, Matt?
I'm him.
No.
He's in.
Definitely cold over here. You get what temperature
Checkmate.
you getting? 74.
It said he's in, and checkmate.
Whitworth. Presence. Beside you.
Right here?
73.
I'm there.
Where are you at?
Hiding.
Why are you hiding?
I see you. I see you.
Right here?
Oh, you can it?
I see you.
Right here?
I said. I see.
Am I warm or hot? Or cold?
Yeah. Hodgins. Absolutely
Warm over here?
hot.
Absolutely
fine.
hot.
Move forward.
Move forward.
Search.
Move forward and search.
72, man.
Oh no. So you're right over here?
Nice.
72 right over there.
See me now.
You see him now?
I see a flower.
Bambi.
Bambi.
Ready death.
Ready,
Mid
Dad?
40s. Died.
Flower
Heavy use of
doesn't
cigarettes.
have the name of this guy called Bambi. Matt says he sees the flower.
Grounded.
Grounded.
Angry. Can't stop.
Angry, can't stop.
Putting behind him.
Behind you.
Can't see me.
Can't see you.
Speak.
I can't see you.
Speak.
Oh, it's warm over here now.
No, it's not.
You still here?
I'm like a child. Gentle. All under one roof.
Barry over here by the tree.
Not knocked out like a pro.
Knock you out like a pro.
Not knocked out.
You're in my way.
You're in his way.
There's you. There's stones here.
Wow.
Billy, come back if that's you. Talk to me.
It depends. High of 83. That's him.
That's who?
He's here. Run.
Here, run.
Fast run.
Fast run.
You've been telling us to run.
Hey, get out of there.
Earthly. D. Man. Plug. Mike. Behind. I'm evil. Pure. Fuck. Can't touch you.
Are you over here by Mike? Mike?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm with him.
Oh, okay. What
He sees me, doesn't see me. Blood, warm-hearted, wonderful, but suffers own fate.
There's also a grave right here, right behind him.
Mine,
That's your grave?
see,
What's your name?
it.
What's the name of the person
William.
buried here?
William
William?
Jr. William Cook Jr. Fuck. Goddamn. Fuck.
Are you getting angry?
Rage.
We're trying to understand.
I'm angry
Why?
at him.
At these cooks?
No fear. Disrespectful.
Oh, yes. He was mean.
Not him. Mike.
Mike's being disrespectful?
To me.
Earlier you said,
I think he said you're being disrespectful to him.
earlier I was.
Epic
There's a
right.
white light above Mike's
I
right
tried.
White light?
Yeah, can you see over the edge?
I mean, is it...
Oh,
Was it
Can you
that's
see
a reflection on something.
you see it still?
I'm here
Yeah, it's still.
Still there?
at Mike.
You're still at Mike?
You see the two lights behind him?
People see how good he wants you.
It could still be your IR light doing it.
Maybe. Okay.
Are you over here by
Hey.
Mike?
Leave.
We're not leaving
Alone.
until we get information from you.
Yeah. Uphill. So easily leave alone.
The exorcist hill.
Oh, yeah. He's
Go
like,
away.
so easily. We don't want to go away, we want to talk.
Leave him
Yeah,
here.
this just died.
Leave who here?
Did he?
Leave him.
Dead.
Leave him here.
Who are we
We're not leaving Mike.
Yes.
No,
I might leave my.
He's dead.
he's not dead.
All he's rambling about
The camera's
impeachment.
dead.
Go ahead and put
Say
it up.
hello. How? He's right. The river is dead with red.
Did it really?
Before it shut off. I was talking about the lights and then it just shut off.
Wild
Did you hear that?
What is?
Yeah.
And what was that?
beast.
Growling.
I think he said hounds. And it had half the battery left.
Yeah, it's a car.
They're coming.
Doesn't sound like no engine I've ever heard.
They're coming for you.
Are you calling a beast?
Hounds.
Don't call the hound.
Hell yeah.
No, not hell yeah.
You hear me.
Yes, we hear you.
They see me. I hate you.
Why do you hate us? Is this still recording?
Everybody.
I know you hate everyone.
Everything. Hateful.
Yeah, I see it.
Bored. I'm done. Go away.
He really wants us to leave, doesn't he?
You thought about it before. Okay.
Is that you making
Have it your way.
going on? Okay, what are you gonna do?
Stay here.
Yeah?
Stay there.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
From where?
I'm going. Die. Dude. Thank you for my friends.
Who are you?
I decided. Just so we know.
Josh. Who?
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
How are you?
Hot. Rainy. Excellent.
Thank you for calling us friends.
Yep. My attorney.
Who's your attorney?
Pig.
So what's any burnt top?
27 hours. Too bad. Gotta go.
Okay, bye, Josh.
He's coming. Closed off. Need a friend.
I'm a friend, yes.
Sleeping. Perching. On your shoulder. Can you feel me?
No, if you.
I want you to. You've never seen someone like me. You could say that. We are one. Stand together.
Why is this gravestone out here?
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Matt,
Yeah?
where you at?
Over here.
Real quick.
Yeah. What?
Remember when we were pillars?
Yeah.
And the song, our theme song? If we are one?
Yeah.
By 12 Stones?
Yeah.
That song was just playing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been doing a lot.
Huh?
You've been answering a lot. Do you hear us at all?
No. How long have they been doing?
Well, a good over probably around 30 minutes.
Seriously?
Yeah.
For like 30 minutes? Seriously?
Yeah. And there was a lot.
Well,
It's
at
a-
one point, actually twice.
Somebody.
One, I said something about I'm on your shoulder or something like that.
Yeah.
And I felt like my shirt get pulled a little bit. And that's why I like that.
Yeah.
Because my
Yeah.
Under Armour sometimes will get caught. And I had to readjust it. Or as if somebody had gone like this.
Oh yeah. Dang,
My
that's
Under
where
Armour.
it's gone.
Nobody was
It's not like that hard, but like
Yeah, nobody was near you.
with an Under Armour, just a slight pull
Yeah,
will do
none,
that.
none of us have touched you.
And then it said something about long hair.
That was, I was
And then I felt something go. I think it was just a bug though. Or
Yeah.
I felt like it was just a bug. But it was still creepy.
okay, so I'm gonna take it over. Let's go ahead and pause that, and then
What were you
restart
guys
it.
talking about? Did you guys ask a question when it said something about respect?
No, Michael was talking and you were like disrespectful. And then earlier he was.
Well, it was bugging me that it kept saying Michael.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is when they were back there at the stone that's right here, we asked who was speaking, and it said William Jr.
What stone?
There's a stone
Gravestone.
Right down here?
right there.
Behind the fence.
A little bit ago, something told me to turn around.
Yeah.
I thought you turned
So I
around.
turned around and it was like, don't tell them.
What?
It said, don't tell them. I said it out loud 3 times. But it said it in a row 3
Yeah.
times. Don't tell them.
Right.
Don't tell them.
And then,
Don't tell them.
well, we got it on video. It's still recording. Another thing is, what was it? I've got video of you with thermal, and you had so everything around you guys was 70, 77. Behind you was 72.
Behind you was 72.
Yeah.
They said 72.
Yeah, I know.
Or it
Right?
said 72.
There was a point in time, and it was
72.
Loki's reflection off of the light on the trees. But when you were talking about death and blood, his reflection bounced off. It scared the fuck out of me. I saw it move, and I thought it was coming towards you. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I thought it was Loki.
Well, it said something about Mike and then death. Or he's dead.
He was telling us to leave here.
Oh yeah, and it told us to leave you here.
Something about hounds.
I was only there.
He said something about hounds, and then I hear this
It said
sound
beast hounds or something
that
like that.
sounds
And
like
it said hell.
Sound like a
freaking
growl.
growling to me.
Yeah,
And
but it would have had to have been an engine because there's rap music
Yeah.
back there too.
Yeah.
So
But it
What
really
is-
sounded like
It said something about,
somebody burning tires.
it
Yeah.
said beast. And it was like hounds. Hell. Yeah.
Dave. Steve.
Yeah.
Another visitor.
Oh, we have a visitor. Slowly driving around.
I hold the record for
What?
I hold the record for the longest time wearing a PHI shirt.
Really? Probably.
I wear it about 6 days a week.
Nice.
I wear it. I wash it every day, so that he's got one to wear the very next day.
That's awesome. Okay, starting Ghost Box session with Matthew. Okay. Alright, here we go.
Who's talking with us?
You first. Catherine,
Catherine was the name of the
if you remember.
other wife. Becca asked who we were talking to, and you said Catherine.
Yeah.
Catherine was the name of the wife of Elijah. At the grave up there. And you said Elijah too.
Eli?
Eli, yeah.
Okay, here we go again. End and tape.
What year is it?
A lot of ghosts.
Where? Are you
The
there?
Indians. They stand for people. On
Who are we talking to?
interest. To guide us.
Your bodies were burned and some of you were still alive.
You're quiet. Stay.
Is it behind here?
Dark.
Oh, we were down to 73 over here behind her.
Perfect.
Everything else are... Huh? Right over her left shoulder. On the other side of the fence there.
Reach out and touch one of us if you're here.
Yeah, because the ambient temperature was 77 and now behind her there it's 73.
Talk to the dog.
72 now. Are you getting cold or anything?
No, it's not pulling my hair.
Here with me.
But like I got a cold breeze and I was like, someone's touching my hair.
It's talking about a war and explosions.
I was trying not to say anything about the Patriots.
Okay, it's scanning. If it's you or anybody, reach out and touch him. Pull his hair like you did the other person that was speaking. It's time.
What's it time for? Did you just get touched? His arm just moved.
And I felt like my shirt get pulled a little bit. And that's why I went that.
Move a couple
Yeah,
of times.
yeah.
Because my Under Armour sometimes will get caught, and I had to
You want
readjust it. Or is it somebody had gone like this?
Oh, yeah?
My Under Armour.
And nobody was
It's not like that hard, but like
Yeah, nobody was near you.
with an Under Armour, just a slight pull will do that.
None of us have touched you.
Did you kill those kids?
Slow.
How did you kill him?
Shoot. That's accurate.
Hell. Who?
Are you in hell?
What's real? Essentially.